Hello folks, Cheryl Schmidt here, and this presentation is about the subnet mask, calculating the network number, and calculating the broadcast address. So we're going to go over what the subnet mask is, the two parts of an IP address, which we've done before, but it's going to be done a little bit different way because we're actually going to be doing calculations this time. The network and host are the two parts. We're going to learn how to determine the network number and determine the broadcast address for an IP address that is not using a standard subnet mask. So let's get started. Subnet mask and the two parts of an IP address. This right here should be a review for you. So the subnet mask, as you hopefully remember, is required in IP addressing. So when you type an IP address, you need to go ahead and put in that subnet mask because you're not going to be able to do anything, even on your own network, if you don't have both pieces. So the subnet mask separates the network part of the address from the host part. So let's go with an address that you've seen before, and I actually added an extra 0. It's not going to hurt anything in the 10 part. So the IP address is 192.168.10.55. I wanted the subnet mask to line up underneath there so you could see 255.255.255.0 is the standard mask that would appear if you put it in a Windows computer. So where the ones, see these 255, that represents ones, 8 ones in a row, and wherever those ones stop, that's the end of the network portion. So here we have 8 ones, 8 ones, 8 ones, so 24 total ones /24 mask, and where those ones end, right there's the line. The part to the left is the network part, the part to the right is the host part. So the way the computer sees it is here's the 192, here's the 168, 10, 55. Here's the subnet mask underneath, a series of 24 ones and then 0. So where the ones stop is the network part, where the zeros began as part of the subnet mask. See down here, they're all zeros. That represents the host part of an IP address. So now let's go into calculating network number and broadcast. So the basics of the network number. We've gone over this before. The network number represents the entire network. It cannot be assigned to a host. All host bits are set to zeros, and an IP address on a network does not have to be the standard 255.0.0.0 or a class B 255.0.0 or class C 255.255.255.0. Instead, we could have an IP address like the one given, 192.168.10.100, 255.255.255.192. Another way to represent that is /26, or 26 ones in a row. Here's 8, 16, 24, and the number 192 is 2 ones followed by 6 zeros. So there are 26 ones in a row, and that's what that /26 means. Both of those numbers mean the exact same thing. So the 5 steps that you must always do, and I'm going to show you a shortcut, but to calculate the network number, what you're going to do is write the IP address in binary. Underneath the IP address, you're going to put the subnet mask in binary. Remember, that's just a series of all ones. You're going to draw a line where the subnet mask ones end, and you're going to delete the subnet mask. If you leave that mask up there and you don't draw a line through it, it is going to confuse you. Once you draw your line, which tells you what part is the network part and what part's the host, you don't need that mask anymore. It's done its job. Once we have that done, we're going to change all the host bits to 0, and we're going to calculate the network number. So I'm going to put a brief abbreviated part of those 5 steps right there so we don't forget them. And here are the first 3 steps. The IP address 192.168.10.100 is given right here in binary. This first line of ones and zeros, that is step number 1. The subnet mask in binary, that /26 or 182, here are 26 ones in a row. Then we draw a line where the subnet mask ends. That is the network part is here on the left to that blue line. Over here on the right, it is the host part. So I'm going to draw a line through the subnet mask and do the number again. But here's where step number 4 is. Change the host bits to 0. Look over here to the right of the line. Instead of 100100, they're all zeros. When you're calculating the network number, you change that number to all zeros. So what's the final result? The network number is 192, 168, 10. Those numbers did not change. But look here, instead of 011, 00100, the network number is 64, or 01 followed by all zeros. So if I was talking about the 192.168.10.64 network, then you would want to make sure you give it the /26 so that everybody knows that that is the network number. So let's look at a shorter way. So let's put the same steps up there, but instead of writing the entire IP address in binary, we're only going to write the last octet. The reason why? When you have a mask of 255, 255, 255, 192, the only place the action is occurring is in the last octet. These first 3 numbers stay the same because of the mask. 255, all those bits stay the same. 255, all those bits stay the same. 255, the 10 stays there. It's only in this last octet where this mask is going to be affecting. So I'm writing the number 100 in binary, writing the 192 subnet mask in binary, drawing a line where the ones in the subnet mask end. Then I am going to draw a line through the entire subnet mask. It is not needed anymore because I have this line that tells me where those ones stop. Then you calculate what the network number is and make sure you include the entire 8 bits. Let's look at the broadcast address. Very similar. A broadcast address represents an address that, when sent out, every single host on that particular network, and only that network, receives that information. This broadcast address cannot be assigned to a host, and all host bits are set to 1s. So let's use the same IP address, 192.168.10.100, with 255.255.255.192 as our example. So the steps are identical, except instead of changing all the host bits to 0, we're going to change them to 1s. 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1 to reach all the hosts, just every host. And thinking about that, all the host bits are set to 1 to reach everyone. That sort of makes sense. So let's put the steps up there so we don't forget. Here's the IP address again. Here's the subnet mask. Draw the line, step number 3. Step number 4, get rid of that subnet mask. You don't need it anymore. Change all the host bits. Look here to the right of that blue line. All the host bits are set to 1. Now it's a simple matter of calculation. So we have 192, 168, 10, and then we have 0 followed by 7 1s. What is that? That's a 127 in binary. /26 is the broadcast address. So for network 192.168.10.64 /26, the broadcast to reach every host on that particular network is 192.168.10.127. So short way, again, you are just doing the IP address and subnet mask in the last octet for the same reason. So here is 100 in binary. Here is the last part, the 192 part of the subnet mask. Draw the line, number 3. Number 4, get rid of that mask and simply change all the host bits to 1s, and that is 192 stays the same because of 255. 168 stays the same because of the 255. 10 stays the same because of the 255. And the 192 tells you that the broadcast address, it's this, all the ones, all 8 of them, is 127. All right, you know what I think. The way you get good at this, practice, practice, practice.